What's going on, wrestling world? Dirty Harry back for another video. Um, First off, let me start by saying, rest in peace to the Macho Man Randy Savage. What he did in the ring is gonna forever be appreciated by anyone who saw him. Anyone who saw him will say that he was 10 times better than Hogan. He was a guy who could actually wrestle, as opposed to Hogan, who's ironically famous for being the most popular wrestler in the history of wrestling, but can't wrestle. He makes Kali look like fucking Chris Benoit. But anyway, on to the topic of this video. Rest in peace, Macho Man. The topic of this video is about what THQ can do to make the next SmackDown game better. So let me just kick it off, firing from the hip. Number one thing you can do: interactive entrances. Make the entrances more interactive. You know, how many times is a player gonna watch John Cena come out, do slide in the ring, and do that bullshit? Most people turn the entrances off after, I'd say, their first hour of playing it. If they played every SmackDown game going up to this one, I know I have, you already know what a guy's gonna do. You just want to get into the, brawling in the ring. But this is what they can do to make entrances actually mean something again. Entrances haven't meant anything since they first came out, and I think Warzone or Attitude or something like that. And they got better and better. This is what you can do to make entrances better, THQ. Make the entrances interactive. You give the superstar template, say, take Triple H for example. Triple H comes out, he stands underneath the shit with his water bottle and whatnot. You give the fan controller cues, make them pop up on the screen, hit this button, move it in this direction, move it in that direction, blah, 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 blah. You hit the right cues, and those cues will make a wrestler either, do certain things. For instance, like if you don't hit the cues, Triple H will just get in the ring, he'll flex for the crowd, and nothing will happen. But when you hit the cues, you have a choice of him either spitting his water the classic style, which is where he stands on the ramp and does it, or you have him going into the ring and doing his spit fist pump that he did back in his Evolution days. And as a result of that, Triple H is fired up. He starts off instantly with a pedigree. You also give the waiting player the option of attacking him from behind to stop this, But you give them cues to hit as well. And if they're hitting their cues better, you can come out, you can interrupt them, and you can fuck up him getting his finisher and start it off fair and square. That's about it. That was an Xbox feature. I don't know why they got rid of being able to jump a guy from behind during his entrance. But anyway, that's that. Make the entrances interactive, THQ. We can do the same entrance all fucking day, but people get tired of seeing it. Create modes. I'm not really going to speak too much on that. They got rid of a lot of stuff in the create modes over the years for whatever reason. You could always add more stuff. There's no reason to get rid of anything from create mode, nothing, because it makes you more creative and gives you more options. So just add more stuff to the create modes. Season mode, the moment every guy who plays this game is waiting for. Give us more choices. I think that's the ultimate thing that's been hurting the season mode ever since Just Bring It and Here Comes the Pain, which were the last really good season modes they ever had. Give a guy more choices. If you're playing with Christian, for example, most of the phrases that are said by the wrestlers, they're already pre-recorded, blah blah blah, etc. But you don't feel in control of your guy. You're more so just guiding him down his road to WrestleMania or whatever. You're just guiding him, you're just moving him, and you're watching it happen. You know what I mean? Whereas back in the day, it would, you'd have, like, say, Drew McIntyre would come up to Christian and be like, hey, Christian, I'm taking on Orton tonight. I got a title match. If I win the title, I'll give you the first shot. Will you help me beat him tonight? Will you come out and do a run-in? And you got a chance of going, no, win it yourself. And McIntyre's all right, well, fuck you then. He future shocks you right there. Or you can help him and get your title shot next week, or risk getting screwed over by him next week. Those choices are a part of what made the game so good. You felt in control when you got more choices. Give a guy at least 1 to 2 decisions to make per week, and if those decisions affect the storyline, that's ultimately what they could do to make season better. That and make it multiplayer. I remember SmackDown 2 was a 4-player season mode, and I miss those days. So multiplayer and give us more choices. Um, Number three, give us backstage brawling back. And don't, I know someone's gonna, don't, before you troll me, hear me out. The old backstage brawling way was you start off in the ring, or you start off wherever the fuck you want for any instance. But you could, in the course of a match, change the setting that you were brawling in. Like you would just Irish whip a guy to a door and you go into the boiler room. Fight some more, Irish whip him here, and you be outside the arena. You could go from the middle of the ring all the way to the skybox and the boiler room all in one match. You're not just stuck in one location. Bring that back. Um, Give us a better submission system as well. I mean, the submission system's okay, but it could be so much better. I think. I mean, you could feel it. It could be better, but it's just we need a better submission system. I think. Just bash some ideas at me if you guys got any ideas, but I just think we need a better submission system in that game. Um, Managers, make managers actually mean something in matches. I remember most things about managers, they're like hidden in the game. Like you have to actually find them. Like fucking was it the old Day of Reckoning games? If you chose Muhammad Hassan, you had Davari as his manager. Davari would be speaking in Arabic and all that shit at the yelling at the referee and shit. But you wouldn't know that because no one really picks a manager. Make the managers mean something. Make them give a boost to superstars when you play with them. Like if you were to choose the Undertaker and then pick Paul Bearer as a manager, make it so that the Undertaker's like impossible to knock. Every time he gets knocked down, Paul Bearer picks up the urn and Taker gets right back up after say every finisher move. Make managers mean something, you know. Make a guy want to actually get out the ring and beat the fuck out of somebody's manager because they're like a bonus to have. You know, make people hate seeing managers at ringside because they really are X factor. You know, make that happen. Make Melina, do a split or Miss Elizabeth, flash the guy in the ring or something. Stuff like that. Make managers mean something because I have no reason to even want to play a match and choose a manager. I really don't. I don't think no one does. Get rid of the overall system as well. Not having that overall system, I just feel it makes the player make the play with everyone more, because if you've got guys like Taker, who's a 98, Cena a 95, no one's gonna want to play with little old David Otunga or fucking McIntyre or Chavo. But back in the day, no one wants to play with those guys anyway. But without the overall system, people are more. I say you don't want to play with them, but you're more likely to play with them. Maybe as a joke, you're like, oh well, Scotty too hotty. I know he's crap compared to the Rock, but I'm sure I could beat you on him. Probably because the Worm was overpowered in SmackDown too. Anyway, you just did the Worm and it was an instant TKO for some reason. I think the overall system I really don't agree with it personally. We already know if you watch the shows and shit, you already know that Super Cena's not gonna lose to say Evan Bourne or some shit like that, So I just get rid of that. Keep it in the game, but hide it like you guys used to. Everybody knew The Rock was the man. Everybody knew Austin was the man. You don't need an overall system to tell you who's the man in a game. You really don't. That's all I really got. I'm gonna be doing more videos today. Talk about the core and the Nexus and how WWE could save these two factions. Oh my god, because they fucked them up so bad. Thanks for watching this one. Leave your comments on what you think WWE could do to, not WWE, but more so THQ could do to make these games better. Oh, one more thing, guys. It just hit me. Sorry, I'm shooting from the hip. Another thing, bring back guy versus girl brawling. Bring that back. Bring back where I could set a match between, say, China and Jericho if I wanted to. That was bullshit in the last game. Anyway, moving along. See you guys. Thanks for watching. Leave your comments.